Hello, people of the internet. I'm going to be working on Gump here today. If you're new to the channel, up above my head is a link to Forester Gump's playlist. I have a little something I'm going to be installing on him today in this box right here. But just to let you know, I have half of my living room full of parts right now. Right here, whole ton of parts, cat not included, for something I got brewing that's gonna be coming up on Gump over here. I'm still waiting on getting wheels, tires, and some body components that I ordered that I have to paint as well. That'll give you a good enough clue of what's going on. You can speculate from there. Turn my little AC guy back on so I can get it cool in here. I got some parts from Perrin that are going on Gump over here. There's no point in setting up my quick jack lifts because they weigh a metric butt ton and I'm only doing some work on the front of the Gump. So I might as well just use a jack and some jack stands. It'd be way easier. I should be high enough. That's higher than my quick jack goes anyway. That'll work. Don't want to grab the Harbor Freight one because it'll collapse. There we go. Part you've been waiting for. If I can open it, there we go. Ooh, it's a tube. It smells like a new shower curtain. Hey Bert, what brand clamps are you? Norma. Ooh, that just smells like baby robots. It's a silicone inlet pipe for the turbo because the factory ones have a little bit of a design flaw and that's specifically what this component right here is going to address. It's really nice, sharp. And then over here in this bag, this is a steering damper lockdown kit. Easiest way I can explain this is the purpose of the steering damper is to actually reduce feedback from the road to the driver through the steering wheel, which is counterintuitive if you own a performance vehicle or plan on doing any kind of performance driving. So that damper lockdown is actually gonna stiffen everything up around that damper and it's gonna reduce some of the flex, which will give more feedback to me through the steering wheel. This completely unrelated moment was brought to you by OCD. Let's see what we got underneath here. Ooh, it's still really clean under here from when I did that detail job. Unpop you. Oh, I love it when these plastic clipper doodle things get sand stuck inside of them and they never want to come out after. God. Skid plate. Oh, look at that. It's right there. And I need to clean down here because the skid plate hit all kinds of dirt that I missed. That's what happens when you don't de-panel things when you're cleaning them. You miss underneath the skid plate. I missed that when I did my psychotic underbody detailing video. I gotta clean up the area where I'm gonna be working so that way I don't get all dirty. I got to the point now where I'm using all my good detailing rags and that's not a good thing. I'm just wasting them at this point. I'm gonna take this off right here just to make my life a little bit easier. The directions that came with the kit are for a WRX, but the WRX and the Forester are essentially the same underneath here with just minor exceptions in the cylinder heads between the two cars. Take you off. There you go. Oh wow. I've never seen the manifold before on here. So in case you're not familiar with the FA20 engine that is in these 14 and up Foresters and the 15 and up WRXs, this is an equal length exhaust manifold. The turbo actually sits right here in front of the engine. And how that differs from the EJ powered Subarus, the ones that are in the current generation STI and prior generations of the WRX and the Forester XTs and a couple other models as well, is those engines had an unequal length exhaust manifold where the turbo was positioned off to the side of the engine and actually had an up pipe going from the manifold to the turbo. So the runners on the far side of the engine were longer, giving it the burble rumble sound. Take this thing off of here so we can get this going. This is why I never take my Forester off-road, because muddy water gets everywhere. I spend so much time cleaning it and I still have so much muddy water. Ooh. Oh wow, that's bone dry. No oil residue. Good. What do I gotta take? Oh, there's the factory diverter valve. That's interesting. 2 hoses up top, 3 hoses up top, and 1 right down here, and then the bolts right here to the turbo. Hose you off. Come out of there. You. There. I got it. It's out. The reason why I'm replacing this turbo inlet tube on the Forester is A, it flows better, and B, see this plastic flange? See if it'll focus. There we go. The plastic flange right here on the very beginning where it bolts the turbo. Well, it's plastic and it's a septic tank. I can't talk. It's susceptible to flexing and causing slight leaks here. So, you notice this new one I have here from Perrin. It's metal, and if you look at that. It's like sharp. It actually is pretty sharp. This portion right here attaches to the silicone cup link, and the metal part is what's gonna bolt up to the turbo, so there's no chance of this flexing. It'll be nice and tight. Whereas the silicone one, you can see the shape of it. It retains the same diameter all the way through the bends, and the inside of it is ultra smooth, so the air will flow through it nicely. Pop this boost control solenoid off real quick. This is actually something that people upgrade on these, and I just haven't really gotten around to it yet. Doesn't mean I won't, but for now, I'm just gonna put it back on there. The main reason why people upgrade them is the factory 2-port boost controllers don't have the adjustability and precision that going to a 3-port boost controller will have. This right here is an O-ring that I need to reuse. Good thing it's in good shape. This kit came with some worm gear hose clamps, but for this boost control solenoid, I'm actually gonna use a constant tension clamp on here, just because I don't like worm gear hose clamps. That rubber O-ring gets reused on this guy right here. I can't see what the hell I'm doing. Trying to explain it and show you, and in the process I can't see what I'm doing. There you go. Oh, that goes in there tight. That's what he said. Come on. Use a little bit of lube on this thing. I'm using just a little bit of quick detail wax as lube on here. The stuff dries right away, so. There we go. I like that it came with these aluminum little doodads. I'm gonna try doing this one with no lube. Oh yeah, it goes in there. It would have been nice if they would have included a metal one for solenoid, but I understand a lot of people will replace that, so I get it. Take this one. Oh my god! I almost killed something. That could have been bad. There's no one in here to take out, but still, thought that counts, I think. This little turbo is so cute. I actually prefer having a nice small turbo like this. Tons of torque down low. Well, this is gonna be fun. I gotta depanel some more stuff. This new tube is a lot stiffer than the old one, so I have to remove this lower flap just so I can gain access to this guy right here. The diverter valve really doesn't want to go back on. I would say it's safe to say reassembly is far less enjoyable than disassembly. That sucked. I'm gonna plug this boost control solenoid back in, and then if you look up here by the diverter valve, there's 1 hose, 2 hose right here that go to those little aluminum doodads. Well, I'm gonna trim a little bit of the hose off so that way it goes on a lot easier and it's not binding the hoses up there. I can't take the credit for that idea away from Perrin though, because it does say right in the instructions on step 16 to trim a 1/2 inch of those hoses to make installation easier. Always read instructions. It doesn't matter what your ability level is, because maybe someone's trying to help you. My sincerest apologies if this camera is shaky. I'm balancing it on my chest right now. And trim that. There you go. Now I just gotta put the hose clamp on. the following morning. I only got a couple hours until I gotta get this video up for you guys. And I got a steering damper stabilizer to install. So, it smells like gas. Oh shit. Oops, that could have been bad. Why do I look so pale out here? I am not that pale in real life. I have a little bit of a tan. I am so pale. Well, in my defense, I never really get out of this garage unless I'm filming a car review, so. Before I do this steering damper, I should probably start the thing up and make sure it doesn't leak, but then if I do that, it's gonna be hot on the side of the engine, so I should probably wait. Okay, that's over with. I'm hoping that this is not a pain to access. These are nice. Look, it looks like a mustache. I'd like one of those black and white cartoon people. I could probably access where it needs to go if I pulled the wheel off, but I think I'm gonna do it from underneath. Nice. I really want to clean it first, but yeah, I gotta get some cleaning supplies. Ooh. If you guys notice, I might have a little bit more frequent car reviews lately. It's because I'm waiting on parts on the Forester, so I have to use up my backlog of car reviews to fill the gaps just while I wait on parts. I don't really have a choice. Why do I do this stuff? This is just so ridiculous. No one's ever going to see under here. Still, it's the principle that matters. My light disappeared. Oh, there it is. I always lose things when I'm under a car cleaning. It's like it just gets swallowed up in my butt or something. I don't know. That right there is the steering damper. That's what I got stabilized. Oh, Samsonite. I wasn't even close. Okay, I was kind of close. So imagine there's two of these. The other one's up there on the car. The kit came with two of these bolts. One's longer than the other. You use the longer bolt first and it cinches these two together. Then once it's cinched together, you remove it and you install the shorter bolt with a little bit of Loctite. So I'll put the threaded side up here, the non-threaded side down here. Who engineered this? Like, this had to be so confusing to engineer and think up. That's a really floppy mirror. I should probably tighten that. Everything looks good though, so I can swap out to the smaller, shorter bolt and put some Loctite and good to go. Now I just gotta loosen this. Hopefully it doesn't fall out when you loosen it. Shouldn't. I'd have to say this is actually a pretty easy install. I would definitely recommend jacking the car up, but you don't need to take the wheel off to do it, that's for sure. I'm gonna rotate this thing back into place. There is a torque spec on that little Allen bolt, and it is 10 pound-feet. And also the two on the steering shaft itself are 17.4 pound-feet. There we go. All right, so now I gotta turn the wheel, quarter turn left, quarter turn right. That should be good right there. That way I can make sure there's no, I don't know the word for it. Make sure everything settles into place. It's gotta go this way. There we go. I know I'm gonna have a YouTube certified mathematician tell me that my torque spec is not gonna be accurate because I'm using an extension. This isn't the space shuttle, so it's good enough. Wait for it. There you go. Finished product. It's on there. Ooh, that's hard to do. See? That's it right there. Installed. And grab my GoPro back from under here. Ooh, come on. This magnetic mount is insane. Ouch. Where are my keys? Keys. I gotta start it up and see if this thing leaks. Not the steering stabilizer, you know what I'm talking about. I don't need to explain that. You got it. That's for sure. It's subtle, but it is a lot tighter. It's just more direct steering feel. Oh, that's definitely really noticeable there. Was a fireball. I would be lying if I said I noticed a difference from that turbo inlet hose. That's not gonna really make much of a noticeable difference. Maybe on a dyno, it'd be like a portion of a horsepower or a torque, but it alleviates the potential for vacuum leaks, so that's nice. Yeah, this steering damper stiffener was worth it though. It is a lot more like stiff and direct feeling. I like that. Well, that's done. Big shout out to Perrin for sponsoring those parts for Gump over here. And as far as adding any more power to it, I know people have asked that. I'm not going to, because that transmission is maxed out on what the safe capable limit of torque that it can handle. That is something I would like to address. However, I do not have enough room here to buy a wrecked WRX off of Copart to get the 6-speed manual out of. So that's what I'm waiting on to do a manual swap. I just physically don't have room to park a car. So the next video you see on Gump here will be in this region somewhere. I just need wheels still. And once I get wheels and tires, obviously, then that can happen. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye.